Hello, I'm vclement. I'm from OTS, or On Target Solutions. I'm also an Udemy instructor, and I'm working on one of my first courses. I also have been in the business of developing curriculum for over 40 years. I go back to the days of CBT courses, interactive video. Prior to the internet and after the internet came out, we expected that we would find that more people would join and create a company that would provide courseware development. Well, Udemy has done that, and they're doing a fine job of it. One of the things that they are doing is they're providing you with the opportunity to write courseware that is related to your knowledge. One of the things that they are missing is a product like the Udemy Course Manager. What does the Course Manager do? Well, you read a little bit about it here. What we're doing is we're starting a systematic approach for instructional development. And that information is very helpful to you if you're a new instructor or you're a seasoned instructor. If you're a professional developer where you have a lot of experience and you had no brush with a formal method for instructional system development, this piece of software is designed to put you in that world where you organize each project that you work on, which is a course, and you develop the information for that course, and you generate all the proper steps to making a high quality end product. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the Udemy site. I'm going to bring this on so you can see it. You're very familiar with this if you've done your first set of courses. What it basically does, it asks you to go through the different steps. As you go through the steps, what you're doing is you're doing a course roadmap, course feedback, which are actually later things that you do, then course content, where you're learning about objectives, putting the learning objectives in, and the curriculum outline. You're also doing things like course information, which is the basic thing you're doing in your course. The course summary, you're creating an image, you're doing a promo video. Before you actually do all these, you're actually doing a test video to get it authorized by Udemy to say that your quality of your presentation and the video and audio are correct. Then you're doing course settings, where you're doing privacy settings, price and coupons, but most of these are happening after you've completed your course or near the end of your course design. You're managing your instructor information. Your third-party integration may be something that you're doing with other products and services. Danger zone is its own thing. Analysis is a conversion analytics, but it's more about sales of your product rather than the actual product itself. Then you have an engagement of analytics, which is a little further down the tracks after that. And then there's more about getting started. Now, as you walk through the presentation here from Udemy and you're looking at the different things you have to do, one of the first things you're going to notice is that there's no sitemap on their application as far as how to design and build stuff. There are some rudimentary helps that were okay, but they don't really provide you with the kind of thing you're going to need to know as far as generating an absolutely wonderful course. So why would I be concerned about that? Well, this is my course that I'm doing currently. I needed a product many years ago when I was doing course design, and I'd already been through formal training for ISD a number of times in different levels of it. Now, it wasn't part of my college degree, but it was something that I did after I left college and created formal education things for technical training. So with that said, I'm going to cover a little bit of what we just showed there on how ISD works as comparison to what you just saw on that screen. What it does in the ISD format, which I've actually embellished on a little bit, I'm going to change some of the way it works. But if you read on Google about ISD, you're going to see that it has these components: course analysis, course objectives, course design, course media, course testing, and course evaluation and testing. Now, one of the things that these do is they put things in a sequential order. The reason that we call this a systematic approach is it does use a systematic approach for doing educational design, for training or technical training. Now, I've added one element that was not available in ISD, and that is course outline. And the reason I've done this is that before the digital age of new courseware design, people used to use a typewriter or a word processor to try to type out all of the different things that were done in their analysis when they were converting and figuring out what they're actually going to teach. I've formalized that and made it simple to do. You basically create your course analysis, and then you're able to pick and choose the things that you want to actually do and train, and then you can reorganize them in a hierarchical way, like in an outline. So this is an outline. We're going to be covering this in more detail and explaining exactly how it works. Okay, so you're going to be able to see that. One of the other things that I breached in the thing I just brought over from Udemy is that it's tough to find your way around the website alone, bring in media when you're doing your course, where you do Google searches or look at your subject matter sites where you're actually going out to pull subject matter so that you can actually write your course. Well, what I've done is I've created a database interface that allows you to track and monitor and manage all of that. In addition to that, I've added an additional thing that you have something in here in Udemy where you're talking about the course itself as far as managing the course. But what I want to do is add a lot more about not only the analytics of it, but promotions, which Udemy has separate pages for the promotions. And what we're going to do is track those in the web design area as far as the web sites. Then we're going to give you something to track your promotions and your sales to give you a better idea of where your course is going. And that will be for each individual course that you design. One of the basic things about how this application works is it looks at one course at a time, and we're going to be covering that in the screens we're going through. So if you create a course, you will have all these components above the line here that are available to you for each course, but separately for that course. So as you develop it, you will have a tracking and a bibliography of all the things that you did on that course so that you can come back and either edit it, change it, or update the course based on the actual work that you did when you designed it. Okay, we're talking about design and development. What that basically means is you have to do a set of steps like I just showed you, where you do the analysis, design, development, and implementation. That is ISD. You evaluate at the final and test so you can come back and improve your courseware. Now, one of the things I want to show you that is interesting and is a feature for the way that this course is going to work is that when you're presenting your information, either as you're working through the course design or you're doing what we call a lesson guide in the design portion, you can actually have the actual computer, if you have a Mac, read back your course design to you. I'm going to give you an example of that right now. I'm going to click the button above. If you have a Mac, it's going to read it back to you.
The Udemy Course Manager version 13 overview. This application is a data management system for course curriculum development. It was designed specifically for instructors that are developing Udemy courses. This is a development database that is used to organize technical training courses. It is based on the developer's experience with instructional systems development, ISD. ISD is a systematic approach to developing technical training. It had its start in universities in the United States, where the United States military discovered the need for formal instructional model for military technical training. The full description of ISD may be found by doing a Google search.
Now, I'm briefly going to just go through that part. What I want to explain to you is that you can use this to play back your instruction in the lesson guide and actually listen to it as though you were narrating it as a student. It gives you a better insight as to how your course actually sounds, not by your presentation, but by the computer presenting it to you. You can see I can even stumble, and that's the kind of things that happen when you're doing a course and you're narrating. You can run into problems where your words get all balled up and you can't really walk your way through them. Well, in this course, as well as reading it back to you, what we're going to do is the lesson guide will allow you to narrate directly from your lesson guide, which is something that a lot of people have asked about on the studio for Udemy. So this has given you a lot of tools to work with. Now, I hope that this overview that I'm presenting right now entices you to look at this application and actually go out and check on our website at ontargetsolutions.biz to see more about this application. So if you're an instructor that is having or struggling, having problems like I'm just speaking right now, where you're trying to get through all things and you're just really struggling, come and look at the videos that designed for this course and also for this particular application to help you move forward and move with gusto to get your course designed and built and be proud of what you've finished when you're done. Thank you.